Happy Thanksgiving to all of my viewers in the US. Today is not going to be an educational video because it is a holiday, so I thought it would be fun to make a holiday dog food recipe. So this is going to be a Thanksgiving recipe for your dogs, and even for those of you who are not in the US, your dogs will still enjoy this recipe. So this will be a holiday feast that your dogs will love. It's important to remember that while having your holiday meals, to not be tempted to share them with your dog, because food prepared for humans is usually not good for dogs. It can actually be harmful to them. So instead of wanting to share with them, make them their own meal. This recipe here is going to be a raw food diet for dogs, which means there is no processed food in it. There is no kibble. So let's start with the most important ingredient. The most important ingredient for your dog's meal, of course, is meat, because it's very high in protein and dogs need meat in their diet. They need a large amount of meat. For this recipe, we're going to be using ground turkey. If your dog is a little overweight or not very active, you're going to want to go with a lean ground turkey. However, if your dog is very active, if they're already at a healthy weight, then it's okay if you don't use the lean one. If your dog is not already on a raw diet, then you want to go ahead and cook the ground turkey for them. However, if they are already used to eating this, then it is okay to feed it raw, as long as you have a trusted meat source, of course. So for the dogs who are not used to that yet, if they're eating kibble, then go ahead and cook your ground turkey for them. The ground turkey is super easy to cook. You're just going to put it in a pan, add some water to it, and then just leave it to cook. Now, it's important to remember, don't cook the meat the same way that you would cook it for humans. And when you're cooking it for humans, you want to add salt to it, and you want to put garlic, things like that. Don't add anything extra to the meat. If you want to, you can use a little bit of coconut oil, which is great for dogs and can be extremely beneficial for their coat. But other than a little coconut oil, just mainly cook this in water. For this recipe, you want to do about a 65% ratio of meat for your dog, and the amount of meat that you feed is going to depend on the size of your dog and, of course, your dog's activity level as well. So Caspian, the service dog, he's going to eat about between 2 pounds to 3 pounds of meat. Whereas Evie, the Chihuahua dog, who's pretty tiny, she's going to get about 1/3 a cup of meat. The next ingredient on our list is quinoa. Now, quinoa is a great grain for dogs. Not all grains are good for dogs. For example, you do not want to be feeding your dogs corn. That's not healthy for them. They can't digest it. But grains like quinoa are great for them as long as they don't have an allergy to grains. Quinoa is one of my favorite grains to use because it is so healthy, but not only that, it is easy to cook and fast to cook. I love anything that cooks fast because I have a lot of pets and I need to manage my time really well. So quinoa is great. So the way that you cook this is you're going to put some in a pot, add water. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio of water to quinoa, and then go ahead and cover it and leave it to cook for about 10 minutes, and it's ready to go. This is going to make up about 25% of their meal. So the next thing we want to talk about is it's important to include veggies and a little bit of fruit with your dog's meal. This is going to make up the other 10% of their meal. Now, since this is a holiday recipe, we're going to be doing it a little bit different. This isn't something you're going to feed your dogs every day, but this is a nice holiday recipe. Now, what I have included in this recipe is pumpkin. Pumpkin is actually great for dogs because it helps with constipation and diarrhea. So if your dog's ever having that problem, pumpkin is definitely a great thing to use. Just remember, don't give them raw pumpkin, make sure it's cooked. This one, for example, I am using is a canned pumpkin. If you get the canned version, just make sure that it is 100% pure pumpkin and that it doesn't have extra things added. Some of them are for pie fillers and they have extra sugar, things like that, but you want 100% cooked pumpkin. You don't want to feed a lot of this to your dog, just about 2 spoonfuls for large dogs and then a small spoonful for small dogs. And the last thing for this recipe is cranberries. That's what we're going to be using for the fruit. Cranberries are an excellent source of vitamins, and cranberries can be fed raw, and you can use fresh or frozen cranberries. Caspian is super picky and he actually picks things out of his food, so I went ahead and put this in the blender so that it is liquefied and the dogs will not be able to pick it out of their food. So if your dogs are picky, you can always liquefy something to, you know, mix it in with their food so they actually do eat it. And that is a simple yet extremely healthy holiday meal for your dogs. If your dogs are a little picky, go ahead and mush this all together in their bowl. Just mix it up with a spoon. That way they can't pick out things they like and, you know, spit out things that they don't like. It's all mixed together so that way they eat everything, because all of these ingredients are very healthy for them and it would be good for them to eat all of it. And if you do make this recipe for your dogs, go ahead and post your photos on Instagram, tag me in them. I would love to see them and see your dogs as well. Thanks for joining me for this video, and I hope you enjoyed this holiday recipe for dogs. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe for more pet videos and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this. And I hope to see you guys on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Bye!